As we continue to dissect the impact of the autumn 2024 and 2025 budgets, there's no doubt that we're now facing one of the biggest shake-ups to financial planning we've seen in a really long time. Got the inheritance tax landscape, which has fundamentally shifted, and with the UK government now having introduced the new business relief allowance from April 2026, the government has effectively moved business relief from a niche solution into a core mainstream inheritance tax planning solution. So it's clear that this new allowance will redefine conversations, accelerate planning timelines, and open up opportunities for advisors who get ahead of that curve. So today I thought we could break down exactly what that allowance is, what it means, and how you can use it to deliver better outcomes. So do you want to start by just telling us a little bit about how the business relief allowance actually works?
So from April 2026 onwards, for those clients who pass away holding business relief qualifying assets at death, they will qualify for 100% relief from inheritance tax up to a £2.5 million allowance and 50% relief thereafter. It was also announced in the budget last year that any unused allowance will now be transferable on first death between spouses and civil partners, which was very much welcome news because this increases the flexibility of the allowance itself. And then finally, AIM shares will not be included in the new business relief allowance. From April 2026 onwards, AIM shares will qualify for 50% relief from inheritance tax.
So do you think there's a big opportunity here for advisors?
So the use of the term allowance here is significant. So whilst business relief itself is not new, business relief has been around since the 70s, the use of the term allowance alongside business relief is. So for the first time ever, advisors will now be able to speak to their clients about utilising, where appropriate, 3 inheritance tax allowances: the nil rate band, the residential nil rate band, and the new business relief allowance.
So do you think there's a risk here for advisors who perhaps don't talk about this new business relief allowance in the kind of wider inheritance tax planning landscape?
So from the advisors that we speak to and those that we work with, they talk about one of the main risks being, when not speaking about inheritance tax planning more generally, is that the beneficiary can decide to switch advisor when they inherit their wealth, which then can have a knock-on effect to assets under management and also recurring revenue streams of that particular advisor firm.
So do you think there's actions advisors could or should be taking now?
So business relief is set to be the next great growth engine when it comes to inheritance tax planning. So we would encourage advisors to engage or re-engage with a business relief investment provider such as Foresight, because we have access to an extensive range of resources when it comes to planning in this particular area. So for example, we have recently published some new research called The New Era of Inheritance Tax, and we also have access to multiple different client scenarios around business relief, but also some material and content on how to actually navigate client objections within this space as well. So please do reach out to us if you would like to start a conversation.